Meet Bellamy Voitenstein, the fat slug version of Reagan Arataka. Now, next to me, I have an exquisite Hivekin Jade Beauty. And since I'm basically the Mr. Popo of Deepwoken, I need a good opener to get my foot in the door. So I decide to start talking about the time he ran around naked with a crab stuck to his ass. And surprisingly, she actually fucked with it. I tell her about the scar, and then she has to see it. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. But, like, you know, obviously I divert her attention. She's a moth, lamp brain, pretty much. You know, I show her this other scar on my, you know, the bottom of my arm. So she grabs my arm, right? Which is okay, but she specifies that it's unconsensual for some reason. So she's a little quirky, a little weird. That's okay, I guess. It's okay, I guess. We all get out of the train and, you know, we line up like little droids, and these guys introduce themselves as our instructors. So, we have Exhibit A taking place in front of us. Let's take a look at Exhibit B over to the right. So, let me introduce 3 characters to you. We have Drake, Millie Bobby Brown, and Mandalorian. We'll call him Mando, right? The 4th person doesn't really matter. But while we're getting screamed at, Millie's getting really, really comfortable with Drake. Right? Talking about some, oh, your ears got bigger. Drake hits her with the good old, like, oh, I groom myself daily. Thank you, little one. Alright. So, we're lined up, right? STS. We're pretty much doing, like, Goy Slop Milsim. And these guys are talking about some ear roleplay, bro. Now, next, right? Millie, you know, I would expect nothing less from Millie. She's like, oh, Drake, you should let me groom them one day, right? They reverse the roles. And so Drake actually goes, oh, yeah, sure, why not? And Mando had to step in, and he was like, you know she's a child, right? Like, okay. I think we lost the plot for a bit, but they actually, you know, they take the Diddy sesh somewhere else. But, like, I don't think I'm forgetting that for the next 6 months, especially not when that shit is going to be immortalized on my YouTube channel. You know, digital footprint, guys. Anyways, back to Exhibit A, right? They start acting like drill sergeants, having us do push-ups, and the whole 9 yards. And so Bellamy, he's a bit of a fat ass. He could barely manage to push his stomach off the ground. And like at this point, you know, I want you guys to realize that like we've been in the train station for probably like an hour and a half, right? Not including, or like including out of character time, you know, before the PD and when it started. So like Void Call isn't really like this at all. This is just for the TPD. We've been sitting around for so long because the Cotton Candy Crusaders, you know, can't keep their hands out of their pants. And at this point, I'm actually clocked out watching YouTube shorts on my other monitor. But we finally make it to the next room of the Hunter exam. Now, this next event was like a 1v1 arena, which I was AFK for because I was hungry. I was actually hungry. We've been here for a while and I didn't really eat anything. So as soon as I get back, right, like I walk in a line, this guy pulls up and he's like, "You four, with me now." I'm like, "Oh, yes sir, yes sir." And so we're whisked away by the instructor, and we pull up to a crate full of hobos. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought the Hive was probably human trafficking. But we're not in the slums like that, so it's okay. We can have a crate full of people. So we link up with the hobos, we snatch one of them, and we're all given guns as this woman, you know, is put in front of us and she faces away. So we all load up and we just start blasting. We rain bullets upon this helpless woman. Now, she was apparently a suicide bomber who failed to blow up her target somehow, but she deadass got firing squad treatment. And we all missed, except the last two.
SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, 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 Plankton, Plankton.
And so the instructor starts crying about, oh, you guys are some animals. Put them out of their misery.
The number one way to meet some bitches is through other bitches. Look, a lot of people gonna tell y'all to go to the bar, go to the gym, go do all these hobbies and all this shit. But I need you to know that if you on these dating sites and you still having trouble meeting women, you might need to switch your game up. You need to start swiping right on everything, including the ugly chicks.
This guy, he was awful. He didn't hit him once, bro. We get back and we just kind of circle jerk alert for a little bit. And this guy, he calls up a couple of us to fight this large, scaly creature with teeth and claws. So Bellamy, he is quite the big shot, if I do say so myself, right? Claiming that he doesn't need to fight because the others deserve the spotlight. And then he starts getting pressed, right? He gets pressed by this random ass Vesperian and whoever this guy is, the Pharaoh. I think his name is like the Pharaoh. And mind you, he's on the cusp of obesity, right? And the only thing he can really do is run for about 10 seconds and throw hands in a bar fight. So he might low-key be fucked.
What's popping? Oh.
The Hive mechs dragged this fucking creature out and basically let it loose on the 6 of us. If I had to equate this to something in real life, I'd say it's like letting a pit bull run free in a classroom of kindergartners. And that's pretty much exactly what it was. I got cooked, pan-fried, seared, and baked all in like the span of 30 seconds. But like the kindergartners actually killed it using like Legos and Play-Doh. Not everyone died today, I guess. Next came some like really mediocre injury LARP. They like took me to the nurse's office, sent me back to camp. And so I kind of, we all got to like interact with each other and like learn a little bit about, the people you're going to be on the expedition with. Bellamy told a story about like the worst food poisoning of all time, but that was really it. After that, we kind of just lined up, boarded the ship, and the TPD pretty much concluded from there. He's jealous. Bro, he's jealous as fuck. I am the best. But I'm good and so I'm better, bro. I'm better. Come on, man.